Hello, my name is Bobby Dillard, a student in Mr. Clay's WRD110 class. Today I'll be discussing with and interviewing a couple of my fellow peers over the subject of the Wildcat statue, also known as Bowman. First off, have you ever felt unseen? Like you were so unimportant that everyone just kind of brushed you off or never noticed you were there? How about stepped on or disrespected? Have you ever wondered what kind of legacy you would leave in the world? Well, all of these concepts describe the names engraved in the Alumni Plaza. Unseen, brushed off, stepped on, disrespected. The legacy and messages that these alumni left behind are almost irrelevant compared to the rest of Alumni Plaza. You can find Bowman located in the very center of this area. This statue depicts a large bronze wildcat that is walking across a log. Surrounding this wildcat are rocks that are randomly located. On the outskirts of these rocks lies a short stone wall, a location where you can find students hanging out during the day. This statue is a very bright and enjoyable location to be, the perfect spot for a student to stop by and catch their breath in between classes. Students are typically sitting on top of one of the stone walls, either having a conversation with a friend, reviewing last-minute materials for class, or just sitting and enjoying the day. This creates a happy and welcoming environment for all students of the university. During the daytime, this location can be described as very populated, as students pass it by it on the way to class and other locations on campus. However, during the night, the statue can be found standing alone. Students are in for the night and classes have ended. For some students, this location is rarely visited. Maybe they've only been there a few times, such as my first interviewee, Parker Shellhaus. So, Parker, how often do you visit this particular location?
Not very often, maybe once a week when I occasionally head over to North Campus to get some food.
Parker told me that he lives on South Campus and near all of his classes, so he rarely has any reason to come toward North Campus. For people like myself who live on North Campus, this statue is passed on a daily basis. One of those students is Noah Lyons. So Noah, how often do you pass this location?
Well, Bobby, I pass this location almost about every day. I live in Holmes Hall, also known as Limestone 1. So I'm passing this statue constantly.
Regardless of their location of residency, these students both claim to know about the statue. So would you mind doing a quick activity with me?
Oh, I'd love to.
All right, I want you to turn around for just a second, away from the statue. Now, describe the statue and the area around it for me.
Well, there's obviously the beautiful statue of Bowman standing on a log. There's a few rocks around it, and there's a little stone wall for a pathway for people. It's very nice and it's high quality.
I got you. Well, that's pretty good for not living over here.
Yeah.
I went on to ask the North Campus resident to do the same. Okay, Noah, would you mind describing the statue and the area around it?
Well, the statue is obviously a cat. It's standing on a log. There's some rocks and stuff, two pathways. There's a Singletary Center, some trees, the pathway to Bowman's Den, obviously named after the statue. And then we actually have some construction right here of the new Student Center coming up.
As you can see, Noah, the North Campus resident, knew a little bit more about the area and what is going on around it. You can see that both students mentioned multiple parts of the statue, only they each forgot one part, the bricks. On the ground around the statue are bricks engraved with the names of alumni and messages they left behind. After all, this location is called Alumni Plaza. All alumni of the university have an opportunity to have their names or a special message engraved on one of these bricks, that is, for a special cost. Leaving your name or message behind costs anywhere from $160 to $305. So let me ask you, did you even notice the bricks with the alumni's name?
No, what bricks?
That's about what I was expecting. I noticed you didn't mention anything about the bricks that surrounded the statue.
What brick? Oh, these bricks? I didn't even notice them.
Leaving behind this meaningful message might not be so meaningful to others, seeing as people don't even recognize them. Are these alumni wasting their money? Paying $200 doesn't seem to be worth having people ignore your name and message. With this location being as popular as it is, you would think that more people would notice the bricks. They seem to notice everything else though: the statue, the rocks, the wall, the construction near the statue, but not the bricks. Could it be because of the location of the bricks? With the location of the bricks being on the ground, people could easily walk past them without noticing. People walk with their heads up, looking ahead, not down, so their eyes could easily skip over them. It is very likely that one could even be standing on top of the bricks and not even notice, such as Noah had. I asked Noah if he would pay the same $200 to have his name engraved, just like the alumni.
Well, Bobby, I personally would not be willing to pay this $200 because the fact that I didn't notice the messages that these alumni left, I would not spend my money having people not recognize my name and my message.
The messages that previous alumni are leaving for the students of the university are being ignored. Not purposely, but just accidentally. As an alumni, this would frustrate me. $200 is a lot of money to spend on an unheard message. If you visit the location, you will see that there are plenty of vacant bricks waiting on a name or message to be engraved. Maybe the alumni are realizing the fact that it is a pointless purchase. Why leave a message that won't be heard? The bricks are poorly placed and should be put somewhere that they will be better noticed, not on the ground for them to be stepped over. A better location would allow for the messages to be seen and heard, and possibly benefit the university in the fact that more alumni would spend the money to have their own engraved brick, not to mention more motivational support around the campus to students. But with the current location of these bricks, these messages will continue to be ignored and vacant spots will remain. So let me end with this. Would you let your legacy go unnoticed?